Today's daily LeetCode of the day is maximum total importance of roads, number 2285. So for this problem, we're given an integer n denoting the number of cities in a county. The cities are numbered from 0 to n minus 1. We're given a 2D integer array roads where roads of I is equal to A and B, which denotes that there exists a bidirectional road connecting A and B. So we need to assign an importance value to each county. So we want to assign the highest importance level to the road with the most connections. So 2 has 1, 2, 3, 4 road connections. So we're going to give 2 the highest value. We then want to give the lowest value to whichever city has the lowest road connection. So 4 only has 1 road connection, so he'll get the lowest number, which is 1. So for this problem, we're going to want to increment through each city. So roads of A and B, and whichever road number of A and B appears the most, that's going to be the number that we're going to want to assign the highest value to. So what we can do is turn it into an array and then sort that array, then go through from 1 to n and assign it from least to greatest. So first thing we want to do is create a long array, and we'll call it connections. That's going to be a new long of length n. So then we want to go through each city and add to its respective long position how many times that city appears. So for int edges in roads, each time each city appears, we want to increment its position in connections. So connections of edges of 0. So that's going to be the first city. So city 0 is going to be connected to city 1. We're going to increment that. And then connections of edges of 1. We're going to increment that. So this now maps into our connections array each time a city appears. So it's going to look like this. So let's say city 0 appears once, city 2 appears 3 times, city 1 appears 3 times, city 2 appears 2 times. So now we have this array. Now we want to sort that array. So we could do arrays.sort connections, and now it's going to be from least to greatest. We don't necessarily need to keep track of each city, but because all we're going to do is multiply the current value we're going to be incrementing to the position in connections. So if our current value is 1 and our first value is 1, it's going to be 1 times 1. If our current value is 3 and we're multiplying and we're on city 2 is equal to 3 occurrences, we're going to multiply 3 by 3. So we're going to do for, first we want to initialize our value. So long val is going to be equal to 1 because we're going from 1 until n. Our value is from 1 until n. Then we're going to have our long output, which is going to be equal to 0. And then we're going to increment through connections. So for int I in connections, our output is going to be plus equal our value times our I. And then we're going to increment our value by 1, and then we can return our output. So this passes our test cases, and this should pass all solutions. Yep. And this should be O of n squared, since we have to increment through it twice. Oh, it's O of n log n. Cool. I guess because we have a separate array that we're going through. All right, so for Python, it should be pretty much the same. So we're going to define a new array. So it's going to be called connections. It's going to be equal to, we want everything to be 0 times n length. Then we're going to want to go, so for I in roads, connection of I of roads of I, and we're going to plus equal that to 1. No, because we want it to, roads is what we're incrementing through. I is going to be our first part of the list. So it's going to be I of 0 and I of 1. So it's going to be the first variable of the list and the second variable of the list as it increments through roads. So after that, we're then going to define our value. So val is equal to 1, and then out is going to be equal to 0, and then we can increment after we sort it, of course. So we're going to sort, we're going to connection dot sort, should just be like that, and then go through connection and add our value to it. So for I in connection, we're going to do out plus equals val times I, and val plus equals 1, and then we should be able to return out. Yep, so this passes our test cases. And it passes our solution. So thank you, and follow for more daily LeetCode solutions.